Colonel Hansen, Senior Master Sergeant Taylor from 51st Civil Engineer Squadron.
How we doing?
Senior
I'm
Master
doing great,
Sergeant
sir.
Taylor.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, okay. You have a question for me? You don't have an answer to the question? You have a question for me? That's
Yes,
authorized.
sir.
I take that.
Okay. So, Airman's Manual. Our brand new airmen that are coming in, they do not have a copy of it. And we have the new AFTTP 3-4, which is the Airman's Manual.
Yep.
And it's not out for print. Under the frequently asked questions, it talks about, will there be funds? There's no funds. Can my unit pay for it? Yes, they're advised to on procurement procedures. And then 10-100 is now rescinded. So I'm wondering what we can do here at Osan, since it is critical that our airmen have that.
No, I completely agree, Senior. And this is one thing that, I asked the same question, is that I still have my old Airman's Manual from years past, and it's obviously out of date, but it's a hard copy that I keep in my bag with my equipment, and it is based on resource constraints. This is one of the things that we've determined that, again, it's digitally available. It's on the publication website for the Air Force, but we don't provide a hard copy of it to folks. What we do provide, and I think as an interim, whether or not this is effective, and I appreciate the feedback if it is or not, is the smart card that we put out that has excerpts from all the latest guidance relative to MOP conditions, what that wear entails, what the different MOP levels are, what the alarm conditions are, and those types of things. So the idea is that you've got a smart card that you can keep on your person that summarizes all those critical components. But again, I would completely agree that, to the max extent possible, I would like to print those things out. And so we, to be honest with you, are looking at funding options of what that would take to print it out, and if it's practical to do that, specifically for here, is because all the places that you would need it, it's most critical here on the peninsula based on the threat. So
sure, and the feedback that I'm getting from my individuals and going out and evaluating them on CCA, and then just standard things about JS list wear, timelines for how long you can wear it, how many washings. For the new airmen, they don't have it. Our older individuals do have a copy of it. It's tabbed out and they have the information, but originally it was conceived as a field manual. So sitting from a desk trying to do that when you're actually out and about on base doing your job in a wartime environment, I think there's value added here specifically at Osan for us to have that in hand for all of our airmen.
No, and I completely agree, and it's making me laugh because I looked over at Sergeant Ellis, and on his console here, he's got the AFPAM 10-100 dated 1 March 2009, which is the same one that I have, and that may be the last.
I believe it was the last
that was printed,
yes.
And so
because that's the one I carry also.
So, just to let you know that AFN is also in it to win it.
Hoorah.
So he might not be mopped up, like Chief and I are right now, but at least he's got his Airman's Manual out here for, I think, because he's trying to win the coupons. But the whole, I completely agree, 100%, and I appreciate that feedback because it kind of validates what we've been talking about, and so we'll go back and take a look at what that balance is, especially for the younger airmen have maybe don't need a refresher, but they know they need to be steeped in what.
Yeah. I believe it kind of applies to all airmen, because one of the challenges is, when you're going through an exercise such as this, or you're actually in an event, that's when your brain's focused. Kind of like what we had a few months ago, right? Those teachable moments. Now you're really focused, because during your normal daily ops, you read it and you remember maybe a tenth of what you just read. But a day like today, you're reading it, and especially there's somebody as, powerful as Senior Master Sergeant Taylor walking around and questioning you. That airman's going to dig out that manual and remember it forever.
Absolutely. Well,
Roger that. Just wanted something for discussion, sir.
Right.
No, it's great feedback, and because I do remember. I remember even as a lieutenant, being in MOP 4, and that's the it feels like we were in MOP 4 a lot longer back in those days. We kind of ease off a little bit nowadays. That's probably not the case. It was just my perception. But you're under a desk, in MOP 4, and you've got your Airman's Manual there because that's the only thing to do because you got gloves on and everything else. And there was no internet back then, so I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, there actually wasn't. But it's great feedback. Right. So I appreciate you calling in. So do you know why we call it Alarm Blue here?
Alarm Blue, I believe it turned back for in the Korean culture, when you write things in red, it means death. So we try to avoid that here.
That is exactly right. Gosh,
Right.
you are You are
what are you
a
gonna give
gentleman
him,
and a
what are you gonna give
scholar.
him? You just earned some prizes there, Senior.
I have got 15 force support bucks, and I'm told that the exchange rate is 1 for 1, so these actual equal 1 actual buck.
I will gladly accept that.
Okay.
And for some of our outstanding performers, I'll gladly donate that to them.
Outstanding. All right. Thanks for what you do, Senior. Thanks for calling in.
Not a problem, sir.
Okay,
All
cheers.
right.
Hoorah.